record, and you are live.
Hello ladies, I am going to show you something very cool today that you can do with the new magnetic hoop that's available for the Solaris, the Luminaire, and the new multi-needle machine. So you can actually quilt on your multi-needle machine as well. This design that I'm doing is one from OESD, and it's actually an edge-to-edge design that you can connect. So I'm doing it in the magnetic hoop. For those of you that have one, you know the magnetic hoop has several magnets. Each magnet has an arrow that points to the direction that it goes, it points out, and then you have this little tool to help you lift the magnets when you're done.
They are like
they're really
strong.
They're super strong. I really like them. The other thing that I'm liking is that between the magnets, I don't even have to take the hoop off the machine. I can just remove some of the magnets and pull the fabric up, as you're going to see.
It's actually designed to work with auto split quilt sashing.
It's designed to work with the auto split quilt sashing. But right now I just am doing it using a regular embroidery design that was for quilting. So I'm just about done with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it finish off, and then I'm gonna actually move the fabric. What's nice is that the magnets that you leave on will keep your fabric positioned for you, so it's not going to slide side to side. You're just going to pull it up and then begin again. So this one is ending, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of the magnets off except for these two right here, and I'm going to slide my fabric forward. And I was really impressed with how tight these magnets will actually hoop the fabric.
So you're leaving only the
bottom two because
magnets.
I'm moving up. If I was moving, you know, side to side, or if I was moving down, I would leave different ones. So I'm going to have to stand up a little bit for this, I think. So I'm leaving these ones on, and I'm just going to give it a pull straight up.
And so, you know, it's pulling the fabric more or less straight
along.
Too.
It has, oops, I'm sorry. It has like a rail system here, so that that's what keeps it straight on the rails. And I want to be able to do my match point when I get up there, so I'm going to leave enough. And then I'm going to begin to place my magnets again. So I'm going to slide over and clip it on, and then slide and clip it. So it kind of grabs your fabric and holds it taut for you. Now I can push those ones at the top the rest of the way up so that I can slide the other ones on. All right, so now I'm going to use my projector to match my point to my point over here. So I'm going to open up my projector.
And this is a feature that is unique to which machines?
Solaris and Luminaire. And I'm going to move my projector so that I can see where I have to match. That's where I ended. This is where my pattern starts. So I'm going to...
It looks trippy with the camera. Like, you know how it catches the frame, right?
Yep.
So I don't know if you ladies can totally see that, but just because of the way that the camera picks up the picture looks a little trippy, but she's actually projecting the design down.
I keep hitting the center button, so I keep moving it back. So I'm basically moving until I can see that the point that starts next is going to be right where I stopped last. And one of the rules of thumb that I use for a quilt embroidery design is I like to move it ahead about 3 or 4 stitches, because that's when it ties the knot, is within the first 3 or 4 stitches. So select OK here. And I'm going to do my needle up, needle down, and it starts in the middle here. So I actually don't want it to be in the middle where I pull my bobbin thread up. So I'm going to go ahead 1 stitch, and then now I can actually test. Thread's caught behind the can you?
The foot here.
Yeah. I want to have, yeah. Let's see if we can do it.
Yeah. Lower your foot. Here, I got it right here.
You got it? I got it, otherwise I can grab it with the pen. Sometimes it's always going to happen on live camera when that happens, you know? All right, so now what I want to do is I want to do needle up, needle down, and I'm not quite exact. So what I'm going to do is back up to the beginning. It's going to move to the center, and I'm going to move it over.
We're actually wrapped up around the needle right now.
Oh,
just
okay.
Be aware. You're good. It just.
Oh, the foot's about falling off too.
Here. There we go.
So I know I have to move it over about 1 or 2 stitches, and then I'm gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna move it ahead and do my needle up, needle down. Bingo, I'm right smack on where I stopped before. Needle's gonna come up, and I'm gonna move ahead 4 stitches because I can see it going back and forth. And needle up, needle down, pull my bobbin thread up. And we're gonna start. And I won't start with a big knot because I went ahead a few stitches. So you can see my match point up there is right spot on. I can just trim my bobbin threads off. Ah! And I'm gonna continue to quilt. So what I loved about this is how tight it actually held the fabric. It's completely taut. So even though if I use like a dime hoop and I go over the top of my machine, I still don't have something. Once I pull that magnet off my hoop, I don't have anything holding my fabric. That's where this hoop is different. You'll be leaving a couple of magnets on, so your fabric will always be attached to the hoop in some way. It's less likely that you will have your design end up turning one way or the other. It's less likely that you'll get off track. It's just, I'm totally impressed with the hoop. And I wasn't at first. I'm like, why do I need this? And it's like, yes, I need this. I need this because it makes my life really easy.
So, what would be the advantages of this hoop versus the magnetic hoops?
The dime hoops?
Yeah.
Well, the difference is on the dime hoops, when I lift the top part of the hoop off, and even if I lay it over the top of my machine and leave the bottom of the hoop attached to the machine, I still have nothing holding my fabric at that moment. With this...
So the whole fabric can shift.
The whole fabric can shift. With this, if I'm trying to keep a straight line for edge to edge and connect, then my fabric is not going to shift. If I'm on a straight line, and I think I picked this fabric with the this pre-quilted because you could see the little notches on the quilting, and they stay in a line all the way up when you pull. Because the 2 bottom magnets, if you're gonna go up, the 2 bottom magnets will always be attached to the rail on the hoop. So it just can't go anywhere.
Gotcha. And then with the hoop, the other thing that I would point out is we've run into issues with the hoops being square. Like everybody always talks about pinching the corners. And then that can't happen on this hoop because it sits directly on a rail. The magnets only fit on one place. So if you're using your scanning, it's always going to basically match up.
Yes.
And then you do have to have the upgrade or the Solaris or Luminaire 2 to actually use the hoop.
Now the difference is on the multi-needle machine, because the new multi-needle machines came out with auto split sashing on them. There is an update for the previous model, which is the 1050X and the Valiant. Is that
The
correct?
Valiant, that's correct.
But you won't get the auto quilt split sashing designs, but this hoop,
But it will recognize
the hoop. And so
Gotcha.
I did, before my Luminaire, I did most of my quilting on my multi-needle machine using one of the one of the 14 by 8 hoops. So this is would be a huge time saver for me.
We are unaware of, nor have we heard about there being a similar update for the single needle machines. So like I haven't heard that that's going to be the case with the
Persona
the original Solaris or the original Luminaire. Like I don't know if they'll recognize
Oh
this
yes,
suit.
mine does.
Oh, yours does?
Yes.
Oh,
Once they
okay,
have
so the most
update,
recent
the
update.
upgrade.
So they don't. The upgrade.
They have to have the upgrade.
Okay.
They have to have the upgrade.
Yeah,
You won't recognize it without the upgrade.
Right. So that was my point. Where the multi needles don't need to be upgraded. The single needles.
The single needle does.
Need to be upgraded. Excellent. And anything else that you liked about these hoops relative to your other hoops?
I did. I liked how sturdy and how smooth this one was. And I'm really excited about actually trying it on my multi-needle machine.
Will you grab Jeannie?
Because I really do like quilting on my multi-needle, but I was, I was really impressed. I thought that I wasn't, when it first came out, I'm like, yeah, why do I need that? Because, but once I've used it, it's like, oh yeah, I need it. I need it bad.
It's funny. I feel like it almost always works that way.
I might almost need it for both machines.
So, and then that is the finished product. It literally was perfect.
Yeah,
and something that we've seen sometimes when people are doing edge to edge is they basically start the stitch correctly, but then the stitch is almost skewed. It's off by a degree or two. And do you feel like this hoop keeps that from happening?
I do feel like that keeps it from happening, but with any embroidery design that I do quilting with, I always bump it ahead 4 stitches, because what makes it look skewed is when the embroidery design ties off.
Okay.
In the beginning and the end. So I always move it ahead 4 stitches, because you're not going to have a hole there. You're just not going to have back stitching there. And the back stitching is on top of each other is kind of what makes it look skewed.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
And don't forget to pull your bobbin thread up.
This is the deal of the day, I believe.
And you need to grab it when it's deal of the day, because it is such a cool hoop.
So, the retail of the hoop is normally $6.99. They're not cheap. What is our deal of the day on the hoop right now?
I don't remember.
Was it
$4.99? Yeah,
$4.99? So right now that hoop is $4.99. So for any of you who bought the upgrade without the hoop, or
like
who bought the new machines but didn't get the new hoop, you can now get the hoops at $200 less.
And the bundles are also listed, and these are also listed.
The bundles are also listed, and the bundles are listed at what price? Do you remember?
No, but they're both listed at the
deal of the day price that we did at the beginning. So the brother and baby lock bundles are both listed as part of that deal of the day at the original price that we did with the pre-launch. So phenomenal deal and a phenomenal opportunity to get into that hoop. It's one of those things, like I really feel like this was one of those products. Like everybody who bought the product has kind of come in and raved about it. But this is one of those products where there were, even in the store, kind of the reaction being like, do I really need that hoop? It's a unique size. Everybody who's gotten it has been like, oh my God, I absolutely love that hoop. And then we also have very popular hoops on sale as well. So the brother, and listen, for any of you who have baby lock, they're the exact same hoops, same manufacturer, everything else. We just happen to have the brother hoops in stock. We've got the brother 8x8 and the brother 8x12, or what brother calls the 12x8 hoop. on the site as well. And
So,
I actually heard the
this
price
one is
for this
70
one,
Yeah, this
which
one
was
is
crazy.
$79.99. This one's $89.99.
Yeah, so kind of crazy prices on these.
This is my favorite size. The square ones.
79 and 89 rather than 114 and 149.99. So they are there, they're active, and they're ready to go. Take advantage of the deal of the day while it's there. For those of you who are on the live stream that kind of crashed at the end, we're still obviously working to figure out why that happens. But those are our deals of the day today. I think they've been up since yesterday. I know a couple people bought them yesterday. But we will continue to work. I think we're narrowing down what's actually happening to our live stream, because essentially Shauna had a class and went to log into that class, and whatever interruption that was on our network here was what caused that crash. So I feel like in the next couple of days we'll iron that out, and we will stop booking classes for 10 in the morning. So anything else that you'd want to add?
If you were waiting, if you're one of those, because I know you're out there, if you're one of those that has to see it used and has to have a video before you can take the chance, you just saw it used, you just got a video. And now you get a great price on it. So buy the hoop. You're not going to regret it.
Yeah, we do have the hoops in the store, and we can demo them for you. You can put your hands on the hoops.
Yes, I would love to.
As well.
I love this hoop.
Deal of the day.
We did.
Why don't you come talk about deal of the day? Because I wasn't sure on pricing.
Yeah, let me go through pricing. So, as far as deal of the day, if you don't have these sizes, these are like two of the sizes that I use the most. I love my 8x8 and I love my 8x12. I do a lot of Anita Good
I
quilts.
did talk about pricing on these.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So we are limited to what's in stock. So just know that I have 3 of these in stock. That's it, 3. And these I have, maybe I had 8 or 9 of them in stock. If it sells out, we did make it so you could order them. You could continue to order even after it's sold out for that price, but you're gonna have to wait a little bit. I think they have them in stock, but it's worth it for the deal of the day price to get these. And now you can like fill in those. I know like on the Luminaire and Solaris, they didn't give you a lot in that kind of middle range, so you can fill in those sizes. Was there anything else?
Was there anything? We're not live. This is just recorded. So.
Oh, no. I think we're good.
All right.
All right, guys.
Thank you, ladies. Sorry about the crashing of the video earlier, but I do feel like we're making some progress there and kind of figuring out what's actually going on. Now I just have to figure out why it's actually going on. So we're going to adjust our schedules to try to accommodate and make sure it doesn't keep happening. Thank you for your support. Have a fantastic day.
We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.